You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. Yeah, I hear you. I got to turn you lower though. Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. I get on here live every day the market's open, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Go over the market, share some thoughts, and once in a while we'll even share our trade of the day. Everybody in chat, I got the chat open. We always get on here about 10 minutes early, say good morning, just kind of BS on what's going on in the market. So guys, thank you all for joining me today. Everyone, Rick, Giuseppe, Dale, Brian, Marty, Chris, George, everybody, thank you so much for joining, for saying good morning. So 4 topics. We got somebody who's making money buying puts in Bitcoin. Now, it's got to be a small member of the population that's actually making profitable trades buying puts on the short side of Bitcoin. But we had our first winner yesterday, so I'm going to walk you through that. And then I want to talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA's pulling back. Is it time to buy NVIDIA? Why is NVIDIA pulling back? Because of Microsoft. And then finally, we're going to touch on Tesla. As always, guys, I have the questions up. It's real time. If you have any questions, where's that? If you do have any questions, it's real time. So feel free to ask any questions that you have. Let's switch over to the screen. All right, here we are. Let's do it. Hey, Bill, how are you? Hey, Richard. Richard says, what happened to lithium? What do you mean, Rich? Okie dokie. So we're going to start here on IBIT because we talked about this yesterday. I think we talked about this a few different times. Price discovery. What the heck is Bitcoin worth? Well, Bitcoin now has options, and you can do options through IBIT. Now that it has options, this was the first week it has options. This is the second week. This is the third week. This is the fourth week. It has options. Options are awesome for price discovery. Options are going to let you know how much should the product be moving for that expiration. In the first month the first week, IBIT had options, traded down to its expected move. In the second week, traded up, traded down, and then yesterday it traded up to its expected move. What we did is we put a limit bid in at 60 cents on the December 20 puts with 2 days to go until expiration. These puts yesterday. Now what ended up happening, our 60s were 60-cent bid. Right now they're trading at $1.30 mid-market. Well, Martin was able to get in there. He actually bought for 70 cents. What we did was he had a 60-cent bid, but the low after that trade was shared was 63 cents. So sadly, we didn't get filled on that trade. Martin got filled, and anybody who bought at 70 cents was able to get filled on that trade. So hats off to you guys. But what I want you to see is it's a sensible trade. I want you to see that we're not just guessing that Bitcoin is going to trade lower. We're playing the probabilities that Bitcoin trades lower. And that's why Martin was able to double his money in one day on a very, very cool trade. NVIDIA. I got a good question on here. Any good protection trades for NVIDIA? So, who's ever long NVIDIA is happy, right? You're doing great. You're making a whole bunch of money. Why did NVIDIA pull back? Why did NVIDIA pull back? Whenever a holding that you have makes a significant move, you need to figure out why. Is it because the beta of the overall market? Did the market pull back? Or is there a reason why NVIDIA pulled back? So that's what you always need to find out, because sometimes strong stocks will just pull back with the market because of beta. What is beta? Beta is systematic risk. That's risk to the whole system. So when the market crashes, if the market's down 10%, we like to say everything has a beta of 1. Everything is going to follow along with the market. Well, the market's certainly not crashing. The market's healthy. The only thing that's happening right now of significance is NVIDIA is pulling back. And NVIDIA doesn't pull back very often. Also, what you'll see is NVIDIA pulled back to its 100 period moving average. When names get to these numbers, they don't like to stay around big numbers. So it's very rare that NVIDIA pulls back to its 100 period moving average. I want you to understand the why. I don't want you to just look and then it pulled back and you use technical analysis, it hits some support and you either buy or sell. Why is NVIDIA down? NVIDIA is down because the market concerns due to shifts in Microsoft's AI needs. And this might be a little small, so I'm going to read this off to you. Microsoft is one of NVIDIA's major customers, but it already has enough chips to meet its current demands. The problem is Microsoft now faces the need for more computational power, processing, and infrastructure. The bottleneck, Microsoft, they came out and said, guys, we have all the chips that we can handle. We bought too many chips before our infrastructure can manage these chips. It was also announced that Microsoft represents 13% of NVIDIA's chip sales. So the reason NVIDIA is pulling back is because Microsoft is the first one that came out and said, with all this excitement about AI chips, Microsoft was buying as many AI chips as they possibly could from NVIDIA. We'll take them all. We'll take everything that's available. Well, now Microsoft just came out and said, guys, we got so many chips. We're good. But now we need power. We need to build infrastructure. And for those reasons, NVIDIA pulled back. Microsoft focused for growth. And this is all from earnings reports and from interviews with Microsoft CEO. So Microsoft needs more powerful servers and data center resources. It could expand or improve their Azure data centers or partner with third-party cloud providers. AI workloads require massive amounts of power. Okay? We've all heard how much power AI needs, but there was such a big story for the longest time that NVIDIA was making the most powerful chip. So everybody was fighting to get these NVIDIA chips. Microsoft, energy contracts, renewable energy sources, and then to handle these workloads, these are the different companies, right? More specialized chips, of course, still from NVIDIA. That might open doors for AMD, Intel, and another one of my favorites is ARM. So what does this, mean for those holding NVIDIA? I think it means that it's going to take a little bit of time. NVIDIA is still a phenomenal company. I'd rather be long NVIDIA than short, but I think it's just going to take a little bit of time to work itself out because that just makes sense to me. For long NVIDIA holders, doesn't that make sense to you? Everybody's fighting to get these chips, and now Microsoft, they didn't say anything bad. They just said, we bought too many too fast, so we have to slow down a little bit, and build up our infrastructure. So that's what's going on with NVIDIA. That's what's going on with Microsoft. And I would be willing to bet that Microsoft is the first one that comes out and says, listen, we have this problem that others are going to follow. You see, so that's my little overview on Microsoft, NVIDIA. Ooh, one more slide. Strategic path forward. Microsoft must address infrastructure and power scaling to fully unlock AI potential. Delay in chip purchases could affect NVIDIA's revenue, making this a crucial time for NVIDIA to maintain strong relationships. We already are getting the pullback. This is why we're pulling back. The market's already taking care of that. Microsoft's future chip purchases depend on energy solutions and data center more than immediate chip availability. The market is already pulling back for NVIDIA. This was fun. We have our Discord community, and Denny shared this yesterday. When JR recommended Tesla for the June 10th product unveiling, I bought a couple of calls. He sold those for $5,000 profit. Then he re-entered his call spread November 11th. And yesterday, I guess on our live, I said that I wouldn't buy Tesla with my enemy's money. So Denny was able to get out of his Tesla. So really, really fantastic trade. We did share Tesla back on that June 10th because of that product unveiling. We got the real big hype. We weren't in it all the way to here, but Denny, just being a confident trader, sees another opportunity to get long November 11th and obviously gets paid. So Denny, just want to give a shout out to you. Congrats. Way to go. And as we like to do, we like to celebrate with a glockenspiel. Oops. That's not for everybody. That's what I got. Does anybody have any questions while we're live? Anything I can help with? We're waiting around for Fed today, guys. We expect the movement later on. Fed will certainly move this market. That's what I got. That IBIT story, the Bitcoin story about price discovery, I'd love you to go watch that video yesterday and look at that IBIT trade and then watch it this morning. Price discovery. Think about it. Bitcoin goes from 0 to 100,000. What's it worth? Traders, liquidity, options. That's what helps value these very, very volatile instruments. And that's also why option traders have edge. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be live again tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Everybody in all access, you guys don't go anywhere. We're going to go over our all access portfolio. Hey everybody in all access, how are you guys doing?